Hey, it's Paul Fournette here from Carver Kings. Jacob and I were talking. We thought it'd be a good idea to get a couple of videos out there on the tools we use. So this is the first in a series of videos we're going to post. Today we're going to talk about chainsaws. If you're a beginner carver looking to get into carving, or a semi-pro, and you're wondering about what saws to use, basically this video is for you. We're going to just go through what our minimum configuration is, what you need what I think you need at the very least to start carving, and then what the ideal package is for pro carving, and then a couple of other add-ons there. The future videos we're going to look at hand tools and a few other things, and basically give you a kind of a minimalist setup, and then a nice to have setup, and go from there. Anyway, without further ado, we got first item on the list is around a 40cc saw. This is a Husqvarna 543 XP. It's a great saw. We love them. We're not paid to say that. We're not actually sponsored by Husqvarna. They do sponsor us when we travel, but we're not officially sponsored by anybody. Everything we do is on our own nickel and on our own job. So anyway, as far as saws go, the pro saws are all great saws. So you can argue the point whether Stihl or Husqvarna or one is better than the other, or Echo or any of the other ones, but really for me, a working saw is the best saw. So if you can't afford one of these saws and you got to get a cheaper one, then buying a saw that's cheaper gets you working. So as long as the saw runs, then it's a good saw. If you're gonna ask me, well, I got a certain amount of money to spend. Should I spend it on a Husqvarna or an Echo or some other brand? Then my choice is the Husqvarnas, because we use them all the time. I paid for every one of these. Someone didn't pay me or didn't give them to me. But I've got a bunch of Stihls in the container over here, and the ones we use are the Husqvarnas, because the XP series are fast, and there's a lot of power behind them. The biggest thing is fast cutting. Like, just the chain speed on them seems to be so much better. But anyway, enough about brands. For your detailing saw, you're going to want around a 40cc, maybe a little bit less, 30cc if you wanted. But we got this set up with a 12-inch dime tip bar. We use Canon carving bars. They seem to last the longest and take the most abuse, I guess. Jacob likes the 043 quarter pitch. I like the quarter pitch 5.0. I like the little bit bigger tooth. But he likes the finer one. I like the fact that the 5.0, I get so much more curves out of them, but when you're cutting. But either way, you just got to make sure with any carving bar, whether it's the Canon or Sugihara or any of those, you got to make sure that you maintain them. So check our videos over there, maybe. Check our videos and see, we got one on the Canon bars and other bars about oiler problems when you don't have a side plate on your attachment plate on the saw. We just use a metal tape over top of the holes, but check that video to tell you how to fix that issue. We got another video that tells you how to maintain and dress your bar, and that's the most important thing. I mean, if you let that tip wear down just even a little bit, then it exponentially deteriorates over time, right? So if you have to every day pull it off and dress it a little bit. It's better than waiting until, you know, the tip's all knurled off. If you feel the tip and you can feel an edge on that outside of the chain drive, then you need to dress it. Anyway, that video will address that issue. So yeah, for a detailing saw, I love the Husqvarna 543 XP 43cc saw. It's great, 12-inch dime tip. You just can't go wrong with it. The next size up is the Husqvarna 550 50cc saw. I got a 20-inch Toonie hard nose tip with quarter pitch chain on it. This thing just rips and roars. It's you know, with this set up proper and sharpened proper, you just rip through wood like it's nothing. But it's a great setup saw. Both of these, of course, have the quarter pitch ring sprockets on them. You have to change them out. But these two saws, you know, if you're doing, you know, average size carvings, you know, your 3-foot, 4-foot carvings, or even 8-foot ones, but you know, if I was in a pinch and you said I could only have 2 saws to carve with, there's my 2 saws. I carve with these all day long, and no problem at all. Get everything done that I need to do. Next saw up, if you had a little bit more money to spend for a blocking saw, the 562 XP, 62 cc's. I'm running a 20-inch, sorry, it was a 16-inch Toonie bar on the 550. This is a 20-inch Super Mini from Canon. It's a sprocket tip. It's running 3/8 low pro, and I tell you, these 562s, they just rip like nothing else. And you know, we work for Earthscape Playgrounds. We do a lot of feature pieces for them, and everything we do for them is in white oak. So it's hardwood, and we go through a ton of it. And I do pretty much all my, you know, except for the really big stuff, but all the blocking is done with this, and it just rips through it. When Jacob sharpens it up, it cuts like butter, and you know, I just couldn't do the job without it. It's saves so much time. Anyway, those are your 3 saws for your setup. If you've got the money to spend, you know, if you're budget minded and you can only afford 2 saws, then basically the 543 and the 550. You got a little bit more money, spend it on the 562. It's a great saw. On the smaller end, you can't find them anymore, and if anyone's got one for sale, I'll buy it. But the Still MS150, it's a little 20cc saw. I mean, it's light. There's nothing to this thing, and I got an 8-inch Canon dime tip on there, and you know, this thing is beautiful. I can be doing detailing. I could go nonstop for 8 hours with this, and you know, there's almost no weight to it compared to the other saws. So it's super light, and it's got lots of power as far as the 20cc goes. You're not going to be, you know, blocking wood with it, but it's a detail saw. So if you can find a smaller saw, like around the 20cc, that's lightweight, and you put a short little carving bar on that, you know, you're not doing big carving, you're doing little detailing where you're getting in there and, you know, doing all your finesse. So that's a great saw or something like that. On the bigger side, we got the 372 XP. This guy's 72cc, of course. Got a 32-inch bar, just a standard cutting bar, sprocket tip, nothing special. Standard chain on it. It's just a great saw. That'll get you through all your blocking. One of these days we'll upgrade it probably to a low profile 5.0 bar, but for right now this does the job for us. So basically that's it. That's your package for minimalist carving. Again, the 543 and the 550, you know, a 40 or between a 30 and a 40 cc saw for your 12-inch dime tip, and a 50 cc saw for your Toonie tip around a 16-inch is great, and then the 562 for your blocking, and that's all you need. You know, and again, can't stress enough, watch the video, that 2 videos about your oilers, and the other one about dressing the bars, on how to maintain your bar. But hey, can I plug in here? No, what do you want? Right, fine. So this back wall here, we were thinking we do a lot of videos in this area, so if you got a sticker for your company or your logo, whatever you want, if you send us a sticker, we'll put it on the wall. So just subscribe to our feed and give us a like, and we'll put it up on the wall for you. Good point. Yeah, definitely we'll put an address down in the comments. If you subscribe and like the video, then we'll put your logo up on the wall. Again, as always, we appreciate the followers and people following along with us and commenting. If you got any comments or any questions, you know, just put them down in the comments below, and we'll post the part numbers and the configurations for the saws in the comments as well. So if you check that out, you'll find them down there. So thanks for watching. Check out our next video. That'll be on the hand tools, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you're notified when we post the next video. So, take it easy.